trade profits, and I love profit trading. It's actually what taught me risk management.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because and I always like something that something that you can do properly. Because the way that I was trained before, I felt like it makes sense, but I also felt like I'm gambling. So with profits, it gave me that mentality, and it was a must for me to respect the risk and do all. So I was like, I should just dive into it. So a lot of people that were maybe not even qualified for the onboarding. So what I mean is, at some point I had 30 people working for me, and it was just a thing. Hey man, I have this cousin of mine. She's going through a lot. She's she wants a job. I'm like, I just bring her. I'll give her a job. So that's how I was working. So at some point I was like maybe paying like $500,000 in salaries and all
Per
those
month?
things. Yeah, per month. Yeah, per month. Full margin type of a mentality.
Ish.
Yeah. I can
Never end well.
It's never end well.
I can tell people that, guys, let's go full margin, let's do this. But I know that maybe every day I'm making 10,000 from something else besides trading. You're gonna go full margin with me, and then you're gonna lose that money. Tomorrow I'm funding again. I can do that. You don't have money; it's your last money.
Absolutely.
You took maybe loan on that; it's the last money, so it's gone. You see, so I wouldn't really recommend full margin, but yeah.
So, okay.
You to accompany me somewhere, and then we went there, and when we got to those guys were like busy explaining, and I was like, no, and it's funny because the way I've seen that thing in my head so many times, now it felt like, because when we got the one, the guy was trying to sell me the car, I was like I came here to buy this car, not for you to sell me this. Just give me a machine, let me swipe and leave. At the time, I've never drove that car ever. So.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good night, whichever time you are joining us, and welcome to it. It's yet another episode of the Boss Forex channel, and today I'm not rolling alone. Kenale Kakapa, legend, pioneer, one of the biggest Forex traders to ever come out of South Africa. Mr. Mothupi, how are you, my brother?
I'm doing well, Mr. Chidala. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, I can't complain.
It's a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, I know.
In our country.
Most definitely. As soon as we're speaking on the call, you're like, I should pass by at the offices. I was like, this is even a blessing, I need to be here. So yeah, man, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. And I always tell people that I have friends like Lesiba. And they'll be like, are you sure you know Lesiba? I'm like, yeah, we've known each other for quite some time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No. Our relationship is like now even like half a decade, been knowing each other for over 5 years now and stuff. So yeah, man, I am excited.
Yes. And I'm with Mr. Forex Guru.
Mr. C.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Lekker, man.
Yeah,
Do you have any question for the legend?
Yeah.
Not question yet, but it's one of the guys that I've been following for some time. Yeah. When we started Forex around 2021, it's one of the guys that inspired me.
Nice one. Yeah, I think we've gotten Madume out of the way. Yeah, and maybe just a short, brief summary of when you started Forex and stuff for someone who might be seeing you for the first time.
Oh, for the first time, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I came across Forex. I believe I was 18 years old at the time. Yes. But prior to that, I've always had 18.
Wow.
Yeah. So prior to that, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. Because maybe in high school when I was 12, 18 years old, I started off selling sweets and chips and stuff. So I always knew how to maybe make money besides of from side hustles, So that's what I've been doing. But at a young age, I knew that I won't work a job. So it's funny, but if I say that I've never really worked a job ever in my life, most people don't think that it's possible, But I've never done that. I've never maybe got a salary or worked a job or done that and stuff. But I had the opportunities where I could, but I didn't. So when I was 18 years old, I was now done with matric, going to college. So during my college years, it was tough. I had to walk distances to school, and sometimes they gave me money to come back home and all those things. But it was tough because even the transport system that I was using, the taxi would track me off somewhere far, and I'd still walk past like a bridge go, like the neighborhood that I was living at, like there's like one bridge that looks like this. So I'd walk in the evenings, walking back home. So I remember there was a time whereby one old man, was a colored man, he saw me walking and then he stopped with this kind of like, you always walking past here. Don't you know that they kill people here? Like they've killed someone here last night. And I was like, I've never seen that. Like, I've never been exposed to it. He's like, no, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't walk here and all that,
This is like Okas, yeah?
Okas. It's like, you shouldn't be doing this and stuff. So now that scared me, frightened me. And when I was trying to tell them at home, no, please, like, give me more money so I can have a proper transport system. It was tough. They couldn't maybe meet me halfway with that. So eventually I was like, I need to really get something running on my side. So I got involved with different things. At some point I was even like, I'd see problems and I'd come up with solutions. Like in class, like people would have to go outside, like outside of school to go buy with airtime and things like that. So what I'd done is that I'd always be that kid of, no man, give me that money, I'll solve it for you. What do you want? Airtime? Okay, give me that money, and then maybe like I'll go outside quick and then maybe on my bank, like buy and then come back, like buy airtime. Yeah, $10, but I charge them 12 rands and like do those. So I've always came up with solutions. Up until one time, my friend created an Instagram account for me. It was when I was like 18 around there. Created an Instagram account. So I didn't even know what was the purpose or how it worked. But after when he took a picture, he just posted it and then he done it. So he gave me back my phone. So now I got home. I was like, let me see this app. Let me learn how this thing works. So while
this is Instagram, right?
This Instagram, yeah. So while going through that, I came across like kids that were like my age at that time in SA, like living a lavish life, like driving these nice cars, all over the place and stuff. And I was like, wait, it is like, nah. At first I was ignoring because I was like, it's probably like maybe rich kids, like Wahabo and stuff. So let me not fall into that. But when I started like following a bit more on them and hearing their stories, someone was like, Kitakasi. And I was like, oh, maybe I must not be as ignorant. Anyways, my life is not making sense now. So I'd rather listen to these people because so that's how I got a glimpse of it. But also prior to that, I used to watch the MTV clips. So I've seen a lot of kids that will be like, my dad is a stockbroker. So when now I'm seeing these kids that are trading and living this life, and now MTV clips, the stockbroker, it's more like people that are trading, living in those big mansions. It made sense to me. Okay, maybe this is where I need to be. So when I studied Forex, like when I started searching, what is Forex? How does it work? That's when I started seeing what made sense for me. Like, let's say, freedom to work anywhere, so obviously I didn't want to have a boss, so it's like, okay, perfect, no boss, I can work anytime.
You're ticking the box.
I'm ticking the box. I'm seeing if it's really for me, so I'm seeing, okay, I can work anywhere. I was like, oh, okay, I don't want to be limited to an area, I can work anywhere.
Location freedom,
and even income, because I wouldn't say that I've always, I knew that I wanted to be something, help my people and all that, but I wouldn't say that I knew how much I wanted to make, but when I saw that the income is also uncapped, I was like, this is it, this is where I need to be. So basically I got into Forex at that time. And obviously, just like any other person, I would say, the first thing is going on YouTube and just typing down how does it work. Then I came across a lot of people just talking about it, and that's how I got into it.
Nice one, man. But I know that you are from Lephalale, or but you live in Joburg, right?
Yes. So Lephalale, how it is that's where I would say my family grew up there. I grew up there personally from like crèche, primary school, even high school. So what happened is that I think around primary school, my mom is an educator and my dad is a military. Military. So what happened is that my dad around primary school, he had to move from where we were staying. It was like an employer marshal, let me put it like that. We were staying there, and then he had to move to Pretoria and like start anew, because soldiers, they don't know what was going on, but they were no longer like soldiers in the parallel. So all the houses that they gave them and stuff, like it's like you had to basically start from scratch. So my dad moved to Pretoria. He got like a smaller like flat, so he moved in. Then my mom, because she got a job that side, she stayed there with us. But because of that whole move and stuff, it was tough to a point where we ended up living in a garage. So me, my mom, my younger brother here is with us, and my sister. So she's my cousin on paper, but black people, she's my sister. So we stayed in the garage because of, obviously, we came from living in a home, and now my dad is no longer at home. He's there in Pretoria and stuff. So It was tough, but during
humble beginnings.
Yeah, humble beginnings, because like the garage is like little, like one garage, not even like a double garage, like one garage. And obviously my sister's like a bit older than us, so she's a lady, she's a woman who wants a space, but she had to share with the two younger siblings and my mom as well, and even us, so it wasn't easy, but even for me at that time I didn't really even like care too much. It's not like I cried. I was like, oh, we live in a garage, poor me. No, for me it was just like, okay, no pity party. But I saw that with my friends and everyone, people are like they're getting them, they're driving their parents' cars, they're getting them bicycles and all those things. Me, I couldn't do that. So I feel like that's also one of the things that pushed me into entrepreneurship, because I went from crying to my mom saying that why are we not living in our own house? Why are we not to me saying that, you know what, I can come back home with food. So that's when I started like selling things. So every time when I go to school, she'd drop me off somewhere, I would buy like it's a supermarket, I'd buy like a lot of lollipops and all those things, and then I'd sell it in school, and that's how I do everything. So it came to a point where I stopped even asking her for money. I think 13 years old I stopped asking my mom for money, because I was like hustling and making money from there. But in terms of Nepal, so how it happened with the neighborhood, like let's say go Pretoria. Since my dad moved to Pretoria, he firstly stayed in like one small apartment in Arcadia, and then from there, after like maybe a couple of years, he bought a house in Lotus Gardens. So Lotus Gardens like Kasi, sort of like Kasi Pitori. So on holidays we had benefits. So I'd say that I had benefits of both worlds, because on holidays we'd go to Pretoria. Yeah, so I was in Lephalale the whole time, and then holidays we go to Pretoria, so on. So it was more like,
and that helps a lot.
That helped because I also got exposed to life that side. I also had friends also that side, and there's things that I liked, but in Lephalale, because it's a small place, like population I think 2,000, 3,000 people, things were limited, and like so in Pretoria I could also do other things. I could see like really mall, or I could there's things that I got exposed to that I could do that side, and so only when after matric is when I went to Pretoria full time now. But at that time my dad, now because he's in the military, they got deported to DRC and all those things. So now I was like staying at home in the hood by myself now. So that's basically where everything started.
Nice one, man. I think it's like in my case, I also grew up in a village. And getting a bit of exposure in the city. It's like you are coming from when you go from a village called Totome to Joburg, for example. It's like you're in New York.
And you can, because even if I remember when I'd go there, like I'd always like come back with things, and then I'd sell it like back home, because I know those people don't have they don't even see these things. And so if I find something, I'll just come and sell it for like a profit, and be excited, but
and you can't stop talking about life in the city. For me, it was a situation of guys. Sometimes you literally maybe go 3 times a year. And when schools close, I guess. Yes. And then you get a bit of exposure to, and I think it's a good thing as well for anybody watching, and they are like deep in the rural areas. Once in a while, take your kids to town just for them to get a bit of exposure.
That is true. It helps out a lot.
It does, But I think you are one of the people that inspired a whole lot of people in Botswana to trade. Yes, and would you say maybe a lot of people always talk about strategies?
Yes.
Do you have a strategy?
Yes, I would say that I do have a strategy, but it's I wouldn't say that it's anything like a master, like something complicated, and then it's even very simple and stuff. But yes, I would say that I have a strategy. And it's funny because when I was still studying, when I was growing in my trading career, I had a lot of things going on. I had so many indicators. I had so many, like if someone says something, here I am trying to learn it and apply it. So with me, it took time because I took long to invest in like mentorship. So I think maybe after like a year of trading, figuring it out, just learning, trying to do certain things, that's when I was like, maybe I need to really invest in like classes and all those things. So during that time, yes, I'm still trying to do things. But after then, that's when also now certain things made sense. But then what helped me was one of the things that I learned was more on like unlearning a lot of things that I've learned, but focusing more on simplicity. And also I came across things like I've read books like Ray Dalio Principle. So Ray Dalio is like a billionaire investor type thing, and he's also like trader, but he trades like on a different level. So I've read that. So it taught me to see things in a different light. And I've also read like Naked Forex, books like Naked Forex. So that changed my perspective towards trading, because they were just like everything that you've learned on trading in terms of whatever that you have to do, cut it all out. Let's focus on price action and like look at study the market, study candlesticks, simplifying it, and because I like confusing things. Like if you tell me this is like this for me, I want the deeper, so just that on its own was like, it didn't make sense, but it really helped me in terms of simplifying things. So my strategy, yes, I do have, and it's very simple. But one of the things that changed a lot for me was, because at first I used to trade a lot of all the instruments. I was that kid that like on weekends you wouldn't see me anywhere, because I was like analyzing all the currencies, 28 currencies.
I was just about to ask you, what's your favorite instrument?
Every weekend, like I was like looking at all 28 currency pairs, and then I'll filter out, be left with top 12. Then out of the top 12, I'll filter out and be left with top 6. Out of top 6, I'll filter out and be left with top 3 that I'm really going to execute for the week. So the only problem...
That's too much work.
It's too much work. That's why I say all weekends are never... Now I have time and I can chill, I can do a lot of things and stuff. But it took a lot of my time. And also I missed a lot of opportunities because I was looking at everything. So I missed a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of things like that. But then what started changing for me, obviously risk management along the way, but what changed was like I'm being able to focus on only those specific currencies. Like I only started looking at Euro USD and GBP USD. And I was like, anything else, let me just put it on the side and focus on these ones. Why did I decide to go for those 2 euros? Because of the fact that they're the most liquid. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me just go for it. And then the second, what actually gave me breakthrough was when I came across indices. Because I came across US30, the DAX, and as well NASDAQ. But the one that gave me massive breakthrough was US30 and NASDAQ. Those are the two that actually gave me breakthrough. And why I got that breakthrough was because I was like maybe trading currencies for 2 years before I got to indices. So what gave me breakthrough was because of now I had the strategy, I had everything that was going on from the currency side of it. So I took literally everything and then I applied it on the NASDAQ. And then because of the PIP value and the volatility of NASDAQ, it helped me make a lot of money trading the exact same way that I was trading on currencies.
Nice, man. Maybe I know Mr. Forex Guru, he masters gold.
Oh, okay, nice.
I know that these days you trade US30 a lot.
Yes, I'm onto it.
What would you say is the relationship between NASDAQ and US30?
I would say that the reason I was able to focus more on US30 was with NASDAQ. I remember when I started going more deeper, I noticed that NASDAQ is more like 100 non-financial companies, like things like Facebook and all those things, companies. But I was like, how about, because now I had to learn what the top companies out of NASDAQ are doing in order for me to have an understanding of NASDAQ. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like still it took me back to the currencies. I'm looking at a lot of things because now I'm looking at 100 companies and I have to maybe look at the top 5 companies and I have to look at the top 2 that are moving NASDAQ. So I was like, how about I take the same principle but I apply it on US30. On US30 is now 30 companies. So it's like less work. I don't have to look at 100 companies. I can just look at 30 companies. But obviously I'm not going to study all 30. That means that I'm going to have to dive it down into the top 3 companies that are performing well in US30, just so I can be able to make better trading decisions. So it's just being able to cut out a lot of, because I feel like with me what I do is that I look at what's working and then I apply it and then I try to cut out as much distractions or noise as possible so that I can make the most out of it.
I think also what US30, how US30 is, it's chilled. It doesn't, when it picks a direction, it will take that direction. You know it's going, if it's buying, it's going to buy.
It has to,
That's one thing I've noticed. NASDAQ can buy jiggy, you know. But I don't know if Mr. Guru do you have something to ask our guest
Yeah, I just wanted to ask him about about S&P 500. You don't trade it.
Yeah, I did at one point trading, maybe just when I discovered Nasdaq and US 30s and stuff, which is maybe around 2022, COVID. Yeah, COVID year. COVID year is where a lot of things changed for me. Just before COVID, yeah, I did trade S&P 500, but with my understanding in terms of like how I saw and learned and everything, and plus I'm learning from these investors and multi-billionaires, like obviously from socials and stuff. I noticed that they were more profitable trading it, but long term. You get it? So I was like, instead of me day trading it, maybe I can S&P 500 is more like that thing that you just buy and like hold on.
Yeah,
And then you might just buy and then hold on. So yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm day trading it.
Okay. What about gold?
Yeah, gold. Yeah, I'm on gold. Yeah, I'm active on it, and yeah, I like that one. It's one of the pay. If I'm not looking at USD and GBPUSD, in fact, I removed GBPUSD in the equation and then I added gold. You know, but I didn't want to mix them up because anyway, gold is a code currency. Like meaning that USD, not gold. Meaning that if I'm looking at XAU USD and Euro USD, USD is that code currency, which means that I don't want to be trading same pairs that have the same code, which means that if I'm seeing a buy on USD, I'm not gonna take a buy on USD and still take a buy on gold. I'll have to pick one, so that if it doesn't work out, at least it's just one thing. But gold I've found a lot of success. I remember gold.
So what you're trying to explain is the correlation between
the correlation. Yeah. So what happens is, remember, I come from trading a lot of currencies and stuff, and then filtering out. It was also a mistake of sometimes I'm buying Euro USD, and then this side I'm selling, let's say, GBP USD because it's looking like a sell service, but it's a wrong thing because ultimately if I'm buying Euro USD, it means that I am buying Euro, I'm selling USD.
Yeah.
This idea, if I'm selling, that means that I'm selling, let's say, GBP, but I'm buying. You see that I'm going against even my own setup.
Yeah,
so,
that's very true. Yeah.
So yeah, I had to, things like that. That's why I had to eventually just go down. But with gold, I never really liked it, but there was a time whereby maybe like 2 years ago, I was going through some stuff where I was trying to really understand why is things not working out for me in the markets and stuff. And then somehow I was like, let me trade gold. I'm seeing like people are like making some profits out of like this. Let me see using this because there's phases for things. Like there's times where you make money off of Nasdaq, and then boom, there's times where it's quiet for like 3 months. And there's times where you make so I was like, let me look into gold. And then when I got into it, I got my breakthrough, and that was like, it was nice. It was a beautiful moment. But also with that, I noticed that there's phases to it, which means that I can't really. It's not like every day I'm just looking at gold. I can look at the last time maybe I placed a trade on gold was like maybe 3 weeks ago, if not a month now. But just because of I do analyze it, but I didn't get the setup that I'm looking for. Because even the fact that it was at all-time high, maybe even hard to get some opportunities because now you don't know if it's gonna like crash down to be able to come back up or if you should sell, but you can't sell something that's shooting skyrocket up, and you can't buy when it's already at the top because it's overpriced, it's expensive. So yeah, those are things that made me just lay low a bit off of gold and like look at something that made more sense.
You're sorry.
Yeah.
Buta, the floor is yours.
Yeah, that's a master. See, yeah, Mukuman no.
You are good, eh?
Yeah.
You don't have any other question?
I would have a question on prop trading. I don't know if you trade prop firms.
Yes, yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
You are with which firm now?
Yeah, so I've got payouts with, I would say, Blue Garden, FTMO, True Forex funds, and I'm not sure my Forex, but those are True Forex funds. I think they shut down. My Forex funds they shut down, but the time when they shut down, I actually had life accounts with them. But yeah, I do trade prop firms, and I love prop firm trading. It's actually what taught me risk management.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I always like something that something that you can do properly, because the way that I was trained before, I felt like it makes sense, but I also felt like I'm gambling. So with prop firms, it gave me that mentality, and it was a must for me to respect the risk and do all. So I was like, I should just dive into it. So yeah, I done it. But at first, when I discovered it, I think it was like 2 years ago, and I started at first, and it didn't really make sense for me. But if I don't understand something, instead of like begging out and saying that I'm never gonna do this, I'd rather like maybe delegate it. So what I've done is that I remember at some point I even hired like an office, like office space. And before I was working in there, I was like, no, I'm bringing traders in. At some point, I had like 6 people that came in. They were sitting in the every day. They were just trading. Every day, those guys, I'm just buying them prop firms. And I'm just making sure that they're trading well, they're doing all this. If they fail, we are coming back, we get them more. But if they pass, we share the profits, all that. So yeah, it even became to that point. But I love prop firms, and yeah, I would say that
I think there are prop firms that are good for professional traders. Because they teach you how to observe risk management, the rules and everything.
Yeah.
So to me, they were a game changer.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Unlike when you trade on a personal account. But once you have generated an income, you can invest on your personal account.
That's true, because I feel with my first payout, it was like $5,000. And from there, I was like slightly losing. I think I lost maybe 3 of them accounts at that time. And then I was like, but the first one that I got a payout was like, and it paid back because I was buying that account like $300. So like maybe in total loss on prop firms, I was like negative $900, $1,000.
Yeah.
But with that first payout, obviously I'm now in profits and I was able to get other accounts, and it felt like I hacked like the matrix, it felt like there's a money glitch because it's like a demo, but I'm now profit and I'm making this much, and and obviously I take some of that money, I've invested back into personal trading accounts.
And another thing, a lot of people think because you have access to prop firm money, you can make a lot of money. The thing is, if you don't know how to trade, no matter how much money you have, you will still struggle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have to get the basics right. And once the basics are okay, then you are good to go.
That is true. In fact, I feel like a beginner, the best place that they can play with now is maybe trying out on a prop firm. Because it teaches them to respect the risk, trade right, do all those things. And then from there, that's when they'll have, because if you're going to just enter on your real account and have a full margin type of a mentality, I can
never end well.
It's never end well.
I can tell people that, guys, let's go full margin, let's do this. But I know that maybe every day I'm making 10,000 from something else besides trading. You're gonna go full margin with me, and then you're gonna lose that money. Tomorrow I'm funding again. I can do that. You don't have money; it's your last money.
Absolutely.
You took maybe loan on that; it's the last money. So it's gone. So I wouldn't really recommend full margin, but yeah.
So okay, maybe just to flip the script a bit, how much? What's the biggest amount of money you made?
Yeah,
in a day or something.
Maybe in a day, I'd say like maybe $24,000 when you convert it like 300. Yeah, 380,000. Yeah.
What were you trading?
I think that time I was trading Nasdaq. At that time, And what's funny is that even around that time, because I was like a very normal person, like 100% normal. Guys, people see me in the hood, but okay, it's funny because that's when I just, because with trading I took some of the money that I made, small compound interest, and then I bought a polo, VW Polo. But people at that time didn't see the vision. Some were laughing at me saying that polo. I remember someone was like, what type of trader buys a polo? But I was like driving Uber, just so I have like an additional income, so I don't have to focus 100% on the markets. So that
you are such a hustler.
Yeah. So and it's funny because I was like maybe 21. And I was like, even when I bought that car, it was tough.
So this was your first car?
This was my first car. And it was tough and everything was against me. But it's funny because literally a year later, not even a year, like 6 months later, like I made like the money that I'm talking about. I was able to make that and stuff. But how that happened was obviously now because I'm driving a Polo, I'm driving my Uber, I have some income from Uber and stuff. So I didn't stress too much on the market, so I was trading peacefully. And while trading peacefully, when I don't have trades, when people are not requesting, I was like reading books and doing things like that. And also because I was living in the Kokas, in the hood, I was trying to not be in the hood because people were like bringing me down mentally. They were like telling me the negatives and all this. So I just wanted to spend as much time out of the hood as possible. So fortunately, just because of that, maybe after a month I moved out of the hood, I got my own place. And then now that I had time to sit on the markets and focus, that's when I moved into trading Nasdaq because I was trading currencies, and it scaled up, and it was funny because as soon as that happened, that's when I just literally took out that money on the spot. I didn't go back. I didn't even think too much. Took out that money, and from being a normal average guy that you'd see me going to buy bread in the hood every day normal to now out of nowhere I'm buying an A45, and people are like, Like it doesn't make sense. I was
your
thinking-
first, was it white or black? Red.
Yeah, it was white, but it was a special edition. Edition 1, we call it the edition 1, which is like this kit. Yeah, that kit, that red kit with like spoilers. Those are aerodynamics and
Nice.
yeah.
That's such an inspiration.
Yeah. And truly speaking,
Mm.
I didn't even think, because though that's even like beyond whatever that I was thinking. I didn't even think that people like us could even own cars, because even
Imagine.
like the first time I even saw
That's
this
what
car-
Forex can literally do for you.
Absolutely.
The first time I saw that car, I was watching Rich Kids of Johannesburg or something. So some of those kids were driving in there. Yeah, Vuzi, yeah. So these kids that are driving in there, and I was like, yo, what kind of car? So for me, it was like out of reach. I didn't even think that. So when I didn't even know how much it was, but that's why when I made that much, and when I was like looking at what car can I buy, and I saw I afford to buy that car, then I didn't waste time. I promised you, like within 2 days, I went to the dealership straight up. I even called my dad. I was like, can you please just come? I want you just cut out, because my dad was like, he was one of those people that gave me a lot of pressure as well, because even when I was staying with him, because I dropped out of school, he was like making me feel like ish, because he was like, you're always here on this laptop of yours sitting in the house, you need to do something. So it was tough, he was giving me a lot of pressure. So I just wanted for him to,
which helped you also.
it did help, because he gave me a lot of,
Because you don't slack when it's like that.
So I just wanted to show him, no man, I have a vision. It's not like when things are not working out, it's like I'm a nobody. I have a vision. So I took him and I was like, can you please just come with me? I want you to accompany me somewhere. And then we went there, and when we got to those guys were like busy explaining, and I was like, no, and it's funny because the way I've seen that thing in my head so many times, now it felt like, because when we got the one, the guy was trying to sell me the car, I was like I came here to buy this car, not for you to sell me this. Just give me a machine, let me swipe and leave. At the time, I've never drove that car ever. So, it was
they're trying to explain to you how you drive
how you
it.
do it. And I was like, no, man. Like, in my head, I'm like, I want my friends in the hood to see me. this. And it was funny, because as soon as like I done that, like my dad was like my boy, I've never seen, because you literally just swiped almost like my year's salary in front of me, like this, and you're like, what, 20, I was 22 at the time. It's like, it's never happened, And it's funny, because as soon as I drove out of the garage now, I'm trying to, figure it. I've never driven it. And it has I'm trying to press gas, and it's not.
Now it's only.
It's
now that you're listening to that.
Yeah, because it's like I'm trying to press gas now. It's not going beyond 40. I'm like, the guy sold me a scam. Let's not do like the guy is like, can't pay. There's a limit how we, it's pressed on. So and then somewhere I discovered when I press that thing, then I want to press. I was like, yo, what's me? I think that day I nearly died 2 times that day. Like even when I got the BM, my brother can tell we literally
the black one.
It's a white. It's
oh,
white.
you changed the color.
Yeah, I wrapped it. Yeah.
Yes.
So I promise you, that same day, like he was in the car with me. That same day when we were driving back home, I was even complaining the car like, yo, those guys. I was like, those guys, no, those white guys, the one I killed. Why they selling me a car like this? It's powerful. And just before we drove into the gate, I just pressed gas by mistake, and the way that car was powerful, it spin with us. Like we And I was like, no. Then somehow they booked me advanced driving, so that at least I get proper
training.
Training. Yeah, because like with those cars, I nearly died like many times on the first day, because I've never driven it. I've never done test driving, and I come from driving like a Polo. Like my car was a Polo, and before that, my parents owned like just normal, very basic cars. So it was like a different thing.
So your story is like literally from rags to riches kind of story.
Yeah,
very inspiring.
Yeah, something more like, I would say something more like that.
And I also like the fact that you've worked so hard for yourself. You've bought properties for yourself. And you've also bought even a car for your mom.
Yeah, I got a car. I'm the one who came with now. Yeah, I got my mom a car. And it's funny because there was a time where I was going through a lot, like, because trading is also, there was a time where I've made a lot of money. I remember I was at peak, I was making like maybe $1 million, close to $1 million a month type thing. And then things happened, like I had too many things going on, like a very quick life and everything. So it was hard to keep up with that. And somewhere like I had to recapture and come back to my thoughts and stuff. So because of that, I went through things that also my income dropped. Also even me having my mental and stuff. So there was a time where I needed like 70,000 just to see the next day. Mind you, my life was like tough, and I didn't know, like, I was like close to, taking myself out, like how you say. And I was like, how? Because it's impossible to even ask anyone that I know of like that much, because anyone that I know didn't even have that much.
So you made lots of money.
Yes.
And then things happened.
Then
you went
down, yeah. So, but my
like
mistake
a
and my
kind of thing.
yeah, I blew type of thing, and my thing was very simple. I saw my mistakes, I've learned from, but it was like I onboarded a lot of people that were maybe not even qualified for the onboarding. So what I mean is, at some point I had 30 people working for me, and it was just a thing, yeah. Hey man, I have this cousin of mine, she's going through a lot. She's, she wants a job. I'm like, I just bring her, I'll give her a job, So that's how I was working. So at some point I was like maybe paying like $500,000 in salaries and
per month.
Things. Yeah, per month. And now because of
I know that time.
Hey.
This is like 2020 somewhere around there, right?
Yeah, like 2022, 3 somewhere around there. So
when you had an office and stuff.
Yeah.
The whole team that you were analyzing the markets with.
Yeah, so I had departments for the markets. I had a department of the three
reception.
I had reception. I had like literally anything, I could just maybe pick up a call and I know someone says gonna do something. Yeah, so and then there was a time where now it was tough. It was really tough, people started betraying me close by. I went from, and what changed even for me was like I went from being a trader to being a people's manager. Because now I was not even trading as much anymore. I was managing people. I was managing the trading profit accounts. Some of them I even funded the accounts that people like maybe 20,000 in like these traders, so they're trading for me, they're doing all that, now I'm managing them and all that. So I didn't like that. I didn't even like being a people's manager and stuff. Now I'm a hustler, I like business, trying to figure things out and stuff. So that was a tough time. And yeah, when things went low, I remember I called my mama, like, because she kept on seeing that I'm not okay. I'm not okay. And I couldn't even tell her because I was like, no, helping. I was doing a lot of things.
Because our parents know.
They know. They don't know. And then she asked me, like, are you really okay? And like, I felt like I wanted to cry because at that time I didn't even have my money to buy bread in the house, and I have like nannies and everything. And I was like, I don't even know what we're gonna eat. Like today, not even tomorrow, like today. And she's like, what?
And you are still keeping the nannies.
And I'm still keeping them, I'm still keeping. In fact, what's funny is that the nanny came from Botswana. So for me to even say she must go back, I must get a transport to come here. So she was tough, but then luckily, my mom was like, funny thing, I got an offer from the bank. They said I can take a loan of like 80,000. Do you think that's gonna help you? And I was like, 80,000. I'm not sure. Let me just see. Then I looked at my bill. I was like, yeah, I think it can help. It'll at least make me see the next 2 days. She's like, are you able to pay? I was like, don't worry, I'll figure something out. And then she did take that. Even saying this is touching me, but she did take that. And then she sent it to me. And then as soon as she sent it to me, it's funny because like maybe 2-3 months, like whatever that I was doing started working out. Obviously I went through my own things. I learned, I done that. Whatever I was doing started working out, and maybe 4 or 5 months after that, I paid her back that money full, like not even like, I'll give you 10,000 a month. I just sent it to her, and then maybe 7 months from there, that's where I bought that car. So most people just see the car.
They only see the results.
They don't see like 7 months prior. What types of things, and all that. And and it's funny also with the car. It was more on like one day we were sitting and she told me, she's like, one day I can't wait like for the next 10 years to retire, and so that I can buy my dream car. My dream car is a Haval. I was like, oh, what? It touched me, and I was like, oh, what? Like 10 years and all that. Then I was like, no, man, I really need to do something. And then, from her saying that, that's like 2 months later, that's when I just suppressed it. We got the Haval, and then I drove back home, and I was like, this is your car. And because prior to that, I gave her my Polo when I bought the 45 and things.
Oh, yes.
I gave her my Polo. I was like, because she had an old car and was disturbing her and stuff. So I just gave her the Polo. And now the Polo, she had it for long, and because of it was giving her problems and stuff. That's when now, I just had to upgrade her. So,
But man, we don't have much time now. Maybe a lot of people, they always say, just to add on to what you said, and then we wrap up.
Yes.
They always say we should work and retire our parents.
Yeah.
Imagine how long our parents have been working. You are old, and us now we are old, and our parents are still working. It's a very important thing that we always have to keep in mind, and it's a good thing. to what you are doing. To any other forex trader out there, they can see it's possible, to work hard and also change the situation in your household, in your home. But yeah, in closing, maybe what word of encouragement would you give out there? I think maybe Forex Guru would like to ask you something.
Okay.
After you finish,
I think the one thing that I will say is that the fact that you can see it, a vision can be given to you, and you lack, let's say for instance, to bring it into reality. As long as God is gonna put it in your head, obviously showing you what you can have, So the vision that's being put, as long as you can see it, whether it's a dream, whether it's something that you know most definitely this is where you'd love to be. As long as you can see it, you don't even have to a lot. The fact that you can see it doesn't even have to be a tangible or a thing. As long as you can see it in the head, no matter what, as long as you're persistent and you give it, you're disciplined towards a daily showing up and putting in the work, it's 100% guaranteed that you are gonna have the results. You are gonna bring that into reality. So the only thing that I can say is that whatever that you can see in the head and that you can feel in the heart, you can definitely have in the hands. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Nice one. Mr. Guru, over to you.
Yeah, Tota is not a question, but it's just to tell Lesiba that most of our traders this side, they look up to him. He's an inspiration to some of us, myself included. Obviously, so just keep it up, man. We have been following you for some time.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but from me to you, I would just like to say thanks for honoring our invite. I know this is more like a cross-pollination kind of thing, because we did an interview on your podcast. Now we are doing it on our podcast. And we just like to thank you for always motivating a lot of people out there. I know the work that you've been doing, on YouTube, and also trying to help people back in your hood and stuff. But just keep pushing, my brother. And like he said, you are an inspiration.
Thanks.
And thanks for coming.
I appreciate it. I think one of my goals is to educate others, but not only for them to take care of their families, but for them as well to be able to share that education with others. So if I can teach someone from Klokong, you say Klokong, Totome. If I can teach someone from Totome, I might not be able to access Totome, but that person is going to teach the people in Totome. So that is the whole goal. But I appreciate you guys being able to bring me on your channel, being able to share the message and encourage just that one person is going to be able to take this message. So I do appreciate it.
Nice one. Thanks, man. That's all we have for you, ladies. Don't forget to subscribe and share the videos as well.
Like all those things.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, we are good.